Hey everyone, it's Lucy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something super fun and colorful. We are sketching and painting 5 different types of corals, combining fine line work with watercolor. I've already done my draft pencil sketches for each coral shape. So in this video, I will be outlining them with a fountain pen and then we will move into adding watercolor to bring them to life. Each coral has such a unique shape and personality. I will be using different colors for each to really highlight that. Let's get started. I'm starting by outlining 5 coral sketches using my fountain pen. This part is all about following the pencil lines with a steady hand. Kind of like tracing, but I let myself be a little loose with that. I like when ink lines have a natural organic feel. Outline with a fountain pen gives a soft and expressive line, which really suits these underwater shapes. Each coral has a different personality, so the way I approach the lines changes slightly with each one. Like with the staghorn coral, I'm using short jagged strokes to mimic that branching texture. Then for the elkhorn coral, I switch to broader, heavier lines to show off those thick, dramatic shapes. If you are inking along with me, take your time. You don't have to match every pencil line exactly. Sometimes breaking away a little gives your sketch more life. For the mystery coral, which has those small bushy clusters, I'm drawing small circle on the top, then drawing curved lines for the bottom. The tube sponge is really fun, lots of vertical shapes with open circular tops, so I'm carefully outlining those curves to suggest depth. And finally, with the letters leaf coral, I'm drawing long flowing lines like ribbons folding and curling. One little tip, if you're using a fountain pen like me, give it a few seconds to dry before erasing any pencil marks underneath later. Ink smudges are a common watercolor hazard. I've learned that the hard way. Alright, the ink lines are done, and now we get to the fun part. Color. For the staghorn coral, I'm using bright blue. This coral has long, thin branches, almost like fingers, and I want to keep it fresh and cool-toned, just like you'd see underwater. I'm letting the blue flow through the branches and using the tip of a brush to suggest texture, but not getting too fussy. The ink lines are doing most of the work, so the color just adds that extra magic. Next is elk horn coral, and I'm going bolder with the color here. I'm using metallic red light for the top parts. This gives a lovely warmth, and then I'm blending in a bit of cadmium orange at the base of the arms. This creates a subtle gradient, kind of like sunlight hitting the top of the coral and fading into shadow. I love how the ink lines and the bold color work together to make this coral stand out. Now we are onto our mystery coral. This one has a bushy cluster look. I'm painting it with cerulean blue, which has that clean oceanic vibe. It's a nice balance between detail and looseness. Just dropping in the paint between the ink lines and let it do its thing. If any of you know the exact name of this coral, leave a comment below. I'd love to learn more. This one is a tube sponge, and I'm mixing up a beautiful green with cardamom lemon. These sponge shapes are so fun to paint, so I'm using the green wash to give them that soft, almost glowing look. I'm also adding a little shading to show the depth inside the tube. It's simple but effective, and the green really brings this shape to life. And finally, we have the lettuce leaf coral. This one grows in ruffled, wavy layers, kind of like giant underwater cabbage leaves. I'm using a green mix with a bit of cerulean blue in it just to cool it down and add some dimension. I'm applying the paint in soft layers to follow the flow of the folds. Like painting waves or petals, this one is definitely satisfying to paint if you love organic, flowing shapes. And that's it, 5 beautiful coral sketches inked and brought to life with watercolor. To recap, staghorn coral, bright blue, elkhorn coral, Meadow Lake red light and cadmium orange, mystery coral, cerulean blue, tube sponge, green from cadmium lemon, lettuce leaf coral, green with a touch of cerulean blue. Let me know which one was your favorite, and if you would like to see a full coral reef scene next, maybe even with some sea creatures swimming through. If you enjoyed this session, don't forget to like and subscribe and keep an eye out for the next video, where we will do a simple pen and watercolor sketch of these corals, but this time with a few tropical fish swimming around. It's going to be a relaxed, cheerful little reef scene. Thanks so much for painting with me today. I will see you in the next one.